Hello and good evening. Welcome to tonight's contest. You just heard the national anthem. And we are here at Chester High School in Chester, Pennsylvania. Let's have a quick listen to the public address announcer.
PIAA District 1 quarterfinals. We have our visitors from Norriton, Pennsylvania, the Eagles of Norristown Area Senior High School. State champions are ranked number 4 in the United States. From Chester High School, Clippers. The British Government first the visitors from Norristown Area Senior High. A junior guard, number 1, Bernard Gordon. Junior guard, number 4, Kelly.
Here are the starters for the Eagles here, visiting team today in this PIAA District 1 playoff contest. Here we are in the Elite 8, if you will, final 8 teams. That's a 9 seed, Norristown. Here the starting lineup: Luke Kelly, Bernard Gordon, the juniors, Samir Bay, senior, Marquise Bryant, junior, and lastly, Jihad York, a junior. And now for the top seed in this District 1 PIAA playoff, top seed Chester. And now for their starting lineup. There you are with the starting lineup for Chester, the Chester Clippers, and their head coach, of course, Larry Yarbray Sr. The Chester Clippers are 24-0 this season, 10-0 in their conference. Some say they're nationally ranked at 5-4, and I've seen as high as 20, but certainly a quality squad, and they take on all comers, to say the least. Jumping is 32 Richard Granberry and 15 Marquise Bryant for the Eagles, and the Clippers of Chester win the jump right away. They shoot a three-pointer. That is a soft, friendly rim, and that's by number 1, Eric Wright, number 35 with a 3. And Chester starts out with a pressing man-to-man defense, and immediately they do cause a turnover. Excuse me, that first basket was by Kareem Robinson, number 1, the guard. It's starting off for Chester, his brothers Kareem Robinson and Darius Robinson. Also, Rondé Jefferson, number 35 is 32 is Richard Granberry. And missing one guy, I'll be right with you here. Good block there defensively by Marquise Bryant for Norristown, as they're playing a bit of a matchup zone here. And another three-pointer. Immediately a timeout for Norristown. And it'll be a full timeout. And exactly, sorry, that's a 30-second timeout. Exactly what the Eagles were not hoping for. As you play a team as tough as Chester is, as good as they are, you have to get off to an early lead. Gives yourself confidence. Confidence begins to brew. And that's why sports are so great. You see it so often with a team that maybe not be on paper as good as another. Somehow as the game continues, it breeds some confidence. The next thing you know, they're able to stay in the game take a lead, the other team starts to miss shots. The bucket gets smaller for one and much, much larger for the other. 35, sorry, that is Eric Wright. Eric Wright is 6'4". He's a senior for Chester. So they got some tall players for sure with Jefferson and Wright and with Richard Granberry. Norristown now with the ball and another turnover deep. And they just can't seem to throw and catch the ball, and given right back to them is a turnover by the Chester Clippers. So here we are, 6 minutes, 49 seconds remain in the first and opening quarter as Norristown trails 2 buckets, 2 threes, 6-0. Sitting here right next to the Eagles bench, prime spot here next to Coach Evans as Bernard Gordon, the junior, number 1, brings up the ball. And Chester is in a man-to-man defense here as Luke Kelly, best scorer for Norristown, has the ball. Can't get by Jefferson. And Samir Bey handles top right side in front of that Chester bench. Back to Luke Kelly, 3-ball, front of side is short, and that's an air ball. Chester bring the ball up now. That is Darius Robinson to 23. Rondé Jefferson goes up real strong. And Rondé Jefferson is the brother of Raleigh Hollis Jefferson, who is starting forward for Temple Owls. We'll get to that in a minute as Bernard Gordon just throws a horrendous pass there, and that's another turnover for Norristown. 8-0 is Chester's lead. Nice pass inside Jefferson, and the jam by Eric Wright. And another timeout for Norristown as it's 10-0 very, very fast. Another 30-second timeout for the Eagles. It's loud in here, and set to check in for Norristown is number 33, Jabri Hargrove. He'll come in, see who he checks in for in a minute. Wonder what Coach Evans has to say here. 5:50 remaining first quarter as the Eagles are in a deep hole early, 10-0. Chester has just been beating opponents, beating them bad. They're on a streak here. It's a terrific streak. I took a look at Max Prep's website earlier, and Chester, Pennsylvania, 50 straight wins. That goes over 2 seasons. As I mentioned, 24-0 this year, 50 straight seasons. Again, ranked number 5 nationally according to Max Preps. And their last loss, believe it or not, is almost 730 days away, almost 2 years away, as the last loss they had March 14th, 2010 against LaSalle College. Bernard Gordon, another turnover as the Eagles can't even get across midcourt. Bernard Gordon with a turnover, his second of the game, the foul on the ensuing play, and Chester back to the foul line. Richard Booknight now checks in. He'll check in. Before I get to Richard Booknight, earlier I mentioned Jabri Hargrove. He's a junior. He checked in for junior Jihad York to the foul line for the Chester Clippers, number 35. That's Eric Wright. Foul shot is good, and Richard Booknight checks in, and he checks in for Bernard Gordon, Booknight the senior, along with Samir Bey, the 2 seniors that get significant playing time here for the Norristown Eagles. 11-0, 5:39 remain first quarter. That foul shot is up and good, and I believe Chester missed 1 bucket there early in the game, but they are hitting, and Norristown doesn't really seem to have an answer for it. Full court pressure here by the Chester Clippers. Norristown Eagles barely get through the pressure, and they do break half court. Samir Bey to the basket, drives fairly strong, blocked by 32. That was Richard Granberry. Sorry, that block was potentially by Eric Wright, who committed his first personal foul. Just what the Eagles needed to stop the clock here, down 12-0, 5:23 remain, and Samir Bey to the foul line as Coach Evans has a quick word with Luke Kelly. Foul shots up and no good. Ominous start for the Eagles. Certainly need to make the freebies, the foul shots. And here's Samir Bey, his second foul shot. A loud gym here in Chester. The home team loves, the home fans, I should say, love their home team, and he makes it. So Norristown's on the board. Down 11, 12-1, and just like that, before you can blink, Norristown's down the court. There's Rondé Jefferson with the ball. Bey looking at him much shorter. Bryant looking at him. There's a nice crossover, and he throws it to the top of the key to number 2, Darius Robinson. Robinson to Jefferson. Excuse me, that was Granberry, Richard Granberry. His first bucket of the game. And Chester 14-1 over the Eagles. Richard Booknight with a strange bounce pass that does get to Samir Bay. Bay breaks it, dribbles. Three-pointer from the corner. Luke Kelly he misses another one. He's 0 for 2 early in this contest, and Norristown can't buy a bucket, to say the least. And Chester's getting every rebound, every loose ball, as it's 14-1. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remain. Jefferson, top of the key. Jefferson calls out the play. He's kind of like point forward here. Not bad when a kid is 6'7". Shoots a three, and that might be the either softest ball I've ever seen or the softest rim I've ever seen, because that's a second three-pointer that hit the rim about 6 times and found its way in. There's a sloppy foul there, but that's all right. And that three by Jefferson gives him 5 early in the game, and Chester's up 17-1. Reach-in foul. Chester's second foul. I did not get who that foul was on. Excuse me. I do. That was on number 2, Darius Robinson. And Luke Kelly, being guarded by Jefferson, gets past him. Top of the key, kicks to Samir Bay. Samir Bay dribble drive through the lane. Try to get a little fancy, and there's no need for that. Another turnover. I have 5 unofficially as Darius Robinson. Looks like he walked. No call there. Brings it up. Jefferson, left-hand dribble. He is bumped, and foul on Booknight. That's Richard Booknight's first foul. Reaching foul on Richard Booknight. I wonder what Norristown's thinking here. We got a substitution in for Chester. That's number 11. Number 11 is Tymir Butler, and he is in for 32 Granbury. Tymir Butler. There's Eric Wright with his jump shot, airballed off the back iron. Luke Kelly with a ball. Strange, very high pass. Booknight on the breakaway. He misses, fouled up, rebounded by Marquise Bryant, and Norristown gets its first field goal of the game. Marquise Bryant with the tally, 17-3 now. 3 minutes, 25 seconds remain. First quarter. Jefferson down low, blocked. Blocked again by Bryant, not that time. N1, Ralir I knew that was going to happen. Rondé Jefferson, and he'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point player if they just hit a three-point shot from the top of the key. Bryant went up strong the first time, blocked it from behind. Second time, Jefferson got it back and strong enough to put it in. He's a left-hander, is Jefferson, front of the foul line. That shot is up and no good. Bryant with the rebound. Samir Bay, he uses his handle, gets it up the floor, throws up a wild shot, gets his own rebound. He goes up. It looks like he was fouled by his own player there, but Samir Bay is looks like the only one ready to play here for Norristown, as he'll go to the line for his 3rd and 4th times. Team 3rd in for Chester, number 42, Zamir Geiger, and number 22 is Shanir Kottman. Samir Bay, foul shot up, no good. He made one. You hear the coaches screaming out for a man deep for Chester, not able to be defended. It looks a little bit too easy. Eric Wright, another bucket. He's got 6. It's 21-4 with 2 minutes, 53 seconds and counting remaining here in this opening quarter. And Norristown looks like they're about to be run out of the gym. 21-4 again early. Norristown works around patiently. Defended well, matchup zone with some man-to-man principles. Luke Kelly down to Marquise Bryant. Bryant, minor ball fake, swinging across the Bay. Bay's had some initiative here, trying to dribble, get to the rack. Smart play by him. Can't shake a defender. That defender was 22, Shanir Kottman. Luke Kelly, right-hand dribble to the corner in front of Chester bench. Handoff to Richard Booknight. Little fake, gets his defender in the air, and they got a travel on Richard Booknight. So sloppy so far for Norristown. Not able to really get a handle in a tough environment. Certainly talked to some players early today. They seemed like they were ready, excited about the game. But I don't know that you're ever ready to get into something like this. It's sort of the wrath of the Chester Clippers. Chester, again, they are a 7-time state champion, and the most recent one, obviously, last year. 2011 Pennsylvania State champions. What's that? Eric Wright with a jump shot. It's off. He gets his own rebound off a floorboard. Puts it back up. He's an active player, and a foul. Foul is on Marquise Bryant. His second foul. Looks like back into the game now for Marquise Bryant will be Jihad York, Norristown's fourth team foul. We're at the 2-minute mark. 2 shots. First one's up and good. And Jihad York checks in for Marquise Bryant. Marquise Bryant 2 fouls early. A conversation here between Coach Evans and one of the 3 officials here. Second foul shot, that rims out. Rebound by York. Kelly to Booknight in the corner. Booknight runs into his own man, Jihad York. Jihad York gets the ball a little slow and lethargic with it, and Chester's all over it like a mouse on cheese, and Jihad York with a turnover. Not a good play, not a good pass. There's been lots of those tonight. Really thrown very, very high and just errant, to say the least. That one, even if it was retrieved by the Eagles, would have been a over and back violation. In for Norristown. Good sight is senior forward center Josh Johnson. Josh is tall and lean, and he's in for Jihad York. Josh Johnson. Chester to inbound, and it looks like there is a foul while the ball's not even in play yet, and that's on number 42, Zamir Geiger. Big kid, he's a senior, and he's 6'6", 210. He goes ahead on their roster here. So in for Norristown is Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson, 6'5", tall kid. And he's a senior. They have him here on the roster as a junior, but he's not. I have him in gym class. He's a senior. Luke Kelly being pressured hard by 22, Cotman, and he gets through that pressure, a little out of control, regains the ball to Samir Bay. Samir Bay guarded by number 10. That's DeJarnett. Samir Bay gets it to Josh Johnson. Johnson picks it up to Luke Kelly. Luke Kelly in front of that Chester bench. Baseline jumper, and it's off the back iron. Rebound by Bay. Looks like he's fouled. No call. And Chester's running. Here go the Clippers. DeJarnett looks like he traveled. Doesn't matter. 42, Zamir Geiger with the jam. 24-4. And that leads extended to 20. Bernard Gordon looks to check in for Norristown. We have a minute left here. And I'm sure Coach Ovens can't wait for this quarter yet to have to end. Luke Kelly misses a layup. If you're not going to score those, I don't know if you're going to score. Stolen back by Norristown. Layup by Booknight's no good. Almost stolen back again by Norristown. Not able to be done. Here go the Clippers the other way. They got numbers. Shouldn't say they have numbers, but they didn't. Number 22 goes strong to the basket. That's Shanier Cotton. Shanier's a 5'8" senior. And a lot of just all seniors and juniors for that matter for Chester. They have no problem getting down here. A school of about 1,300 students. Unfortunately, a school that, due to financial troubles, might not be around next year. That's a shame, with the rich history that Chester has, especially with his basketball program. Foul shot up and good. Bernard Gordon checks in for Luke Kelly. That's probably just to give Luke Kelly a little extended breather. Second foul shot for Cotman is up. It's short. Rebound by, looks like it's knocked out of bounds. Foul called, actually. That foul is called on 34. That's 34 to Vaughn Griffin for Chester. He's a 6'7", another kid over 6'5", 6'7" senior. As Norristown will inbound under their own basket. 41 seconds remain, and they trail by 21. Bernard Gordon catches that inbound pass, being trailed quickly. Pass ahead to Josh Johnson. Johnson goes up strong, and it's just erased. Absolutely erased by Zamir Geiger. Chester's back up the floor that quick. And there's a turnover. Chester throws it away in their aggressive style. 24 seconds remain. Sorry, I got 24 seconds on one clock and 29 on the other. I'm going to have to guess it's 29 seconds as Norristown can't inbound, and they throw it right to Chester as they a little mess under the basket, to say the least. Ball is loose, picked up by Samir Bey. Samir Bey across midcourt. Samir Bey, left-hand dribble, drive, layup, no good. Rebound, missed. Norristown has missed 3 layups in a row. They can't even get the easy baskets, and it just does not bode well for Norristown. 10 seconds, dribble drive to the basket, fouled. Aggressive play there with 7 seconds in the opening corner. That drive was by number 10. He's a junior guard, Rashawn DeJarnett, 5'9", one of the slightest, smallest players for Chester. 2 shots by DeJarnett. First one is up. Good. Second foul shot is up, and it also is good. Well, Chester came ready to play tonight is an understatement. The full court press is on, and Norristown is struggling. Timeout called by Bouknight. And 7 seconds left. It's a full timeout. That's the 3rd timeout taken by Norristown. They only have 3 remaining. And the lead's 23 for Chester. Total domination would be the only way I could put it thus far, as Chester is playing their game. Norristown plays a similar game to Chester. It's just not as high of a level, just to put it simply. Good season for Norristown, good players on the team. Fast-paced usually, active, athletic defensively. Tonight they just look like, thus far, again, we have 3 quarters left. Chester's just faster, stronger, quicker, taller, better. Here's the first warning horn. See the banners hanging here in the gym. State champs, boys basketball, 2000, 2005. 2010, 1989, 82, 83. On the other side, the banners. Nice gym here in Chester, donning the black and the orange colors, as there's a foul on number 10, Rashawn DeJarnett. Team 6 foul, so Norristown's not shooting the 1-and-1 yet, as they will inbound with just 2 seconds left to Bouknight. Bouknight for 3 at the buzzer, not even close. That ends the first and opening quarter. Norristown with 4 points. And the home team, Chester Clippers, with 27. Norristown cheerleaders coming out. They get a good chance to come out here and do their thing, and maybe they'll be able to do their thing a little bit better than the basketball team has been able to do their thing, unfortunately. Gotta tell it like it is. Can't really sugarcoat it when you're trailing by 23 after 1 quarter. Taking a look here at some of Chester's games so far this year. They have a couple common opponents for sure. Penwood and Penwood and Glen Mills, 2 of those teams. Those are 2 teams, Glen Mills that is, and, Penwood, that are part of the Del Val League here that Chester's part of. They are the other 2 teams of the conference in this Delaware Valley League that made the PIAA here tournament, as Chester's the 1 seed, Penwood was the 14 seed, and Glen Mills the 28 seed, so they were evenly spread out, 1, 14, and 28. The other teams, Interboro, Academy Park, and Chichester, all 500, and just not that good basketball squads. Norristown student section over there getting a little lively. It's good to see. They have their cheers ready. They were certainly excited about it as a busload of kids came over. Chester's 50-game winning streak has had mostly double-digit victories. They beat, believe it or not, they beat Glen Mills 74-30. And this game looks like it's about to be one of those 74-30 contests, as a charge is called on Luke Kelly. If we just multiply by 4 here to take the first quarter score, this game is set to be 108-16. Imagine that. Games typically don't work out that way, but just for a little experiment here, for argument's sake, we'll get to some of the other scores that Chester has. I'm Jared Elias. I am glad and was excited, certainly, to bring you this game here. Playoff contest between Norristown and Chester. Two teams have met quite a bit here in the past 3, 4, 5 years of playoff action. As Chester commits a turnover, we're 40 seconds in, and Chester hasn't scored. It's not a bad thing there if you were looking for a silver lining for the Eagles. We might hold Chester Clippers here scoreless in the opening minute of the second quarter. Luke Kelly dribbles against number 11, Tymere Butler. Samir Bey dribbles off the back of his heel. He's guarded by DeJarnett. Left-hand dribble now to Gordon. Gordon, good drive. Layup, can't make it. That's about 5 missed layups for the Eagles. Rebound, Chester, and 1 pass there deep in Norristown zone. 2 passes, a layup. Bryant with a block, could have been a foul. That's kicked inside to 42. Zamir Geiger, nice tall kid, good build on him. Look at those arms as he makes another bucket. He has 4 points, does Geiger. 29-4. Bryant out by the free, good pass. Booknight, and that could sum it up for Norristown as Booknight, nobody near him, 3 feet from the rim, throws a layup off the underside of the basket. Gets his rebound and misses a layup in not an air ball fashion, but off the backboard. Back to the other end, an alley-oop try missed by these Clippers of Chester as Luke Kelly dribbles, and he is just hand-checked, defended toughly by number 11, Tymere Butler. Samir Bey, left-hand dribble, back to Kelly. Kelly, screen for Bryant for Kelly, spins away from that. Tries to get to the hoop, to Bryant, foul line. Bryant dribbles, and he's fouled. Strong move by Bryant, a little wild there. He's fouled, and that foul's on Zamir Geiger, number 42, his first. Sorry, that's his second, team 7th, as Marquise Bryant to the foul line to shoot a foul shot. That shot is up, it's good. Norristown wants to press, it looks like here, and they just don't make it real easy for Chester to get across the timeline. I don't disagree with that move. You spend too much energy on the defensive side, you probably end up getting burnt for easy buckets, and you'll never get a chance to score your own. Good block again by Bryant. Good job there as 32. Richard Granberry was deep for a layup, and that's blocked by Bryant. He's got 2 of those from behind. As Norristown inbounds under the basket, they get it to Bryant. Needs to cross the timeline. Gordon has it. No pressure. Probably has a second to get across the timeline. He does. He's a left-handed dribbler. Good job, though, with his right hand there. Rondé Jefferson set the check back in for Chester. He has a seat at the scorer's table. There's Bernard Gordon to Booknight. Booknight dribbles, baseline, pass to Bryant. Bryant, layup. 6th unofficial layup that they've missed, and if they made them all, they would be in the game barely. They'd be in the game, but barely, and that looked like a turnover by Chester. The official says the ball stay with Chester. In for Chester, 35. 35, Eric Wright, and as I mentioned, 23, Rondé Jefferson. So most of their starters back on the floor, at least 4 of 5 of them. Luke Kelly, good defense, knocked that ball away, and then he lost the ball. Nope, didn't lose the ball. They say that Chester knocked it away. Rondé Jefferson complaining that it was tipped, and Luke Kelly has it. Norristown. Defense a little bit better here, and they trail by 23. As certainly the score doesn't show it. Luke Kelly's trying to talk to his teammate, gives it to Booknight. Booknight in. Yeah, there's a jump shot made by Richard Booknight. That's 29-8, and they cut the lead, dare I say, to 21. Rondé Jefferson pushing off with his right hand as he dribbles with his left. And that is a good job. Norristown catching a little bit of momentum, dare I say it, as the offensive foul by 32, Richard Granberry. Team's 8th. Not shooting on that because it's an offensive foul. As Luke Kelly calling some signals, gets across the timeline as the press has become a little bit lighter for Chester, but still lost the ball there, did Norristown. 8 turnovers I have unofficially. Easy bucket, at least a chance for an easy bucket. Missed by number 10, Rashawn DeJarnett. Rebound made, and timeout called by Chester. 30-second timeout called by Chester. And it's 31-8 now. Not much changed here as we're halfway through the second quarter. Just about halfway through the second quarter. Long faces on the players at Norristown. Jabri Hargrove usually gets a lot of time. Productive player for Norristown. Long face. Kind of shell-shocked. Jahad York, couple turnovers. He got benched. He's a bit shell-shocked. You know, guys in the game trying hard, sweating, playing hard. But, you know, every time you look up at the scoreboard, it's got to be a little bit disheartening as a player. Coach Evans gets some last instructions to Luke Kelly, Samir Bay, Richard Booknight, Bernard Gordon, Marquise Bryant, who've got a bulk of the action here in the first half. Again, the full court pressure not so much by Chester as they're letting Norristown get across the timeline, probably because they're up 20. Booknight to Bay. Bay, left-hand dribble. And he's had the energy for the Eagles, trying to get to the basket, make good decisions, shoot some foul shots, what have you. And Samir Bay, top of the key, and Chester's in his zone. Top of that zone is one long head, and that is Rondé Jefferson. Tough to get by him with those long arms. Luke Kelly dribbles, stolen by Chester. Darius Robinson, right-hand dribble, right to the basket, layup. No basket. They call the offensive foul on Darius Robinson. Just what they needed. Second foul by Darius Robinson. Darius Robinson will take a break, and then for him is Shanier Cotman. Norristown to inbound, down 31-8. It's 23 they're down. 9th team foul by Chester, but again, that's an offensive foul, so there will be no foul shots. Luke Kelly's out, in for Norristown, number 10, sophomore Curtis Lever. To see how Kurt Lever handles the big stage here, so to speak. Marquise Bryant to Samir Bay. Samir dribbles into the lane, kicks it out to Booknight for 3. Booknight off the back iron, rebounded by 22, the shorter player. Shanier Cotman, he wins it over Bryant, almost went over the top. Chester hits the ball down to Granberry. Granberry, right hand, he walked. No call, rebounds his own miss, put back up. Pretty easy for Granberry. Big kid, he makes his presence felt. I have 6 points for him unofficially. Jabri Hargrove, the junior, set to check in for Norristown as Bernard Gordon is harassed and stolen and dunked. Dippity-doo dunkaroo, as you heard their play-by-play, or should I say the PA guy here. He's a lot of fun. Dunked by Jefferson. And the Clippers are just laying it on the Eagles here, 35-8 as they lead by 27. Samir Bay, good dribble, spin move, gets to the basket. Misses another layup. That's 8 unofficial missed layups for Norristown, and would be a serious difference. Jefferson to Granberry, that was easy, and the lead is 29 as Jefferson is the maestro of this orchestra, and they are just taking it to Norristown. Missed 3 by Curtis Lever, pretty good shooter. Rebound now is walked up the floor by Rondé Jefferson. Rondé Jefferson, probably confidence. That's an offensive foul. Good call by the official as he moves the player away with his right arm. Tenth foul, first on Jefferson. Good call by the official as he had his eyes on that. Luke Kelly back into the game for the Eagles. And he's in. Right in front of me here, Kurt Lever to inbound, and he does, barely, to Luke Kelly. Luke Kelly to Marquise Bryant. Marquise Bryant dribbles right hand, throws up a wild shot, and that's what it was, an air ball. Picked up by Jefferson. Jefferson, outlet pass to that Butler, that's Shanier Cotton. Shanier Cotton to the lane, he'll shoot 2.
Team Snipe. The guard for the Clips, number 22, Shaneer Cochran, 2 shots.
8th team foul for Norristown. It's up and good. You tell Chester practices their foul shots. It's not all glitz and glamour and alley-oops for this squad. I only have them as missing 2 foul shots thus far. I could be wrong, but pretty good percentage thus far. Needless to say, it doesn't look like foul shots are going to be an issue here. And that one's made, and the lead for the Clippers, 39-8. Luke Kelly, right-hand dribble. Good spin there as he picks it up at a bad spot across the timeline. No lever in the corner to Bay. Bay, shot fake, dribbles to the basket. Good move by Bay, and he just can't buy a layup as the Eagles, I believe, have missed 10 chippies. Clippers, fast and furious. And they reset. Kareem Robinson, top of the key. Boy, is he fast with the dribble. Jefferson could cut off the ball as he gives it down to Granberry. Granberry back to Jefferson. Jefferson, left-hand dribble as he's left-handed. It's pretty easy. Good look, and that's off the hands of Granberry. Norristown ball. Chester back to more of a full court press here. And they lighten up a little bit, but they had just one guy here deep in Norristown zone prior. Now they're Norristown across, just a little token pressure. And Luke Kelly with the dribble, trying to create some space. Kelly picks the dribble up. Bounce pass is knocked away. Jefferson couldn't get the rhythm down for that dunk, but he regathered it, laid it in. And Jefferson I have unofficially with 15 early. Bay, and there is a layup made for Norristown, Samir Bay. He has 4 of Norristown's 10. Quick dribble, quick hands here by Kareem Robinson. He's a senior, his brother Darius the junior. And Rondé Jefferson back to point forward. Good handle by him as well. 5-second violation. And that was perhaps the fastest 5-second violation I've ever seen. 10 seconds left in this opening half. Update you on the score. 41-10. It's not a football game, it is a basketball game. Eagles struggling mightily here in the first half. Kurt Lever almost threw that away. Samir Bay, another dribble, good move, and that's blocked. Long arm. That should be a tech there by Rondé Jefferson, getting in the face of Samir Bay after a block shot. No need for that. You're about a foot taller than the kid. Get a grip. Norristown to inbound underneath. Referee giving a talking to Rondé Jefferson. I don't know what you're saying other than that's a technical foul. Marquise Bryant at the buzzer. Nope, it's off the rim. Horrendous execution there at the halftime play as the Eagles are run off the court. And a recap is not difficult for this one. We're at halftime. Norristown, the visiting Eagles here in a playoff contest, trail 41-10. That's right, 41-10 at halftime. The Eagles scored 4, I believe, in the opening quarter. They outdid their performance and scored 6 in the second quarter to make it 41-10. It's been all Rondé Jefferson. The Robinson brothers have contributed. Eric Wright has been playing well. Richard Granberry. A lot of guys doing well for the Clippers, not so much for the Norristown Eagles.